In this video, I'll show you how to replace a toilet.
To remove a toilet, first thing you want to do is shut off the water supply. I'm going to go ahead and take off this lid. It's going to give me access. And then let me verify that everything's drained. It's going to take a little weight off too when I'm lifting the toilet. I'm going to flush the toilet. It's not going to refill. And then I'm just going to hold this open to try and keep everything draining out. Minimize the amount of water that's left in the top. I'll then open up this valve here, catch the extra water in a bucket. If you're left with a lot of water inside the toilet, what you can do is take that bucket of water, pour it in quickly. It will flush everything through, but it won't refill, and that'll minimize the water left in the toilet. Over here, I've got a cardboard box in the bottom of a plastic bag. When I'm done taking the toilet off, there's 2 screws in the back on each side. I'm just going to lift that in, put it in here, and carry that straight out of the house. The box is just there to make sure the bag doesn't rip, get a little support, and get this out of here. When you do remove a toilet, you want to make sure to shove a rag down the drain hole so you don't get sewer gas coming back out.
The fill valve connection can generally be removed by hand. Pull the fill valve out, and the tank drains. You can remove the tank to reduce the weight that you have to carry when you're removing the toilet. In this case, I left it all connected. I pour the water in the toilet to flush everything out, and then I disconnect the nuts and bolts holding the toilet down to the floor flange.
The toilet flange is in pretty good shape, so I don't need to replace that. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the caulk and everything that was around the old toilet.
Check out the video linked above to see all the other changes in this bathroom. Next, it was time to install the toilet. It comes with a wax ring. I don't really like these. You can only use them one time. So instead I use the Better Than Wax ring. So to put it in, you install the flange bolts. Take out whatever you have sealing the hole. Don't forget that step. And then put in the new seal ring. Depending on the height of your floor and the height of your toilet flange, you may need to use more or less rings. Make sure you check the instructions. Then you tighten the bowl of the toilet down to the floor. Anytime you're tightening anything on the toilet to the porcelain, you want to make sure you don't over tighten it. Tighten it enough that it stops rocking, but nothing more. To attach the tank, put the seal on the bottom, and then put it on top. And then the bolts go down through the inside of the tank with a rubber washer on the inside to seal the water from leaking. And then you attach nuts to the underside of the bowl. Next, it was time to attach the seat. Use the plastic screws that came with it. I will use a screwdriver to hold the top part, but you can just use your hand to hold the nut on the bottom. You can see one of these bolts was a little too long to get the caps on. That's okay. They're brass. They're easy to cut off. Just use a hacksaw. Next, it's time to connect the water and test everything out. For the toilet connection, it's a compression fitting. You can do by hand. And for the valve, it's also a compression fitting. You do need a wrench for those. Make sure you hold the valve so you don't bend the pipe. And none of these joints require any Teflon tape. They're compression fittings, not a pipe thread. Then you can turn on the water supply to the toilet. And install a new vanity ring if you need one around the pipe where it comes out of the wall.
You can see the toilet's filling up. We've got water going down here. That's what's going to fill the toilet. You can see water starting to flow into the toilet now. You can see water starting to flow into the toilet. And up here, we're waiting for the fill valve to stop. So it's going to come up, and it'll click off as that float comes up.
You can see that this toilet is not adjusted properly. The tank is filling up too close to the top of the black tube. The water level should be at least half an inch to an inch below the top of the black tube. If the water level is above the top of that black tube, the valve will never shut off and your toilet will keep running.
There's this screw right here on top, and turning it one direction will give you more water into the tank. The other direction will give you less water into the tank. So on this one, it is counterclockwise for less water, clockwise for more water.
Make the necessary adjustments and test by flushing your toilet a couple times to make sure the water level ends up where you want it. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. You can ask your questions in the comments or subscribe to my channel for more tips. Thanks.